And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to M&Ms Superspeedway as we get ready for the first of 3 open races where 2 drivers today are going to race their way into the Season 6 Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race. It's going to be a 10-lap shootout, and I'm being joined here in the booth by 2 returning co-commentators as well as 1 brand new commentator. Anthony McCurry, Michael Norman joining me here, along with Pichu London. Now
hey
here in the commentator's box. Thank you for joining me, guys.
And Michael just lagged out.
Thank you for inviting us to this event.
And Michael just lagged out.
Michael just left.
Michael just left. He's gonna go eat all the fries on us. He's gonna
And
go eat
now
all.
he's back.
Oh, he's back. Michael, did you bring us fries?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Fries.
He just stepped out for a moment to bring us fries during the race.
And that would be Andy Fox Late Model Series fries.
Everybody knows what fries they are.
I want my fries.
Anyway, getting down to business here, which is very hard with the fries here. But Jacob Lawler on the pole position. Alongside of him is going to be rookie Kyle Thomas. Then you got Alex DeMarco, Dougie Shears, and Tyson Broad completing the top 5. But before we get into that, I'm going to start with Anthony. We'll work from left to right. This is a race where 2 drivers are going to get the opportunity to get into the All-Star race based on no matter where they are in the point standings. How important is it for these guys? And with it being 10 laps, when did the sense of urgency come into trying to get to the front of the field?
It's very important. It doesn't matter where you're running in points. I mean, if you can get a top 2 finish, then boom, you're in the All-Star race. And I think the point where it's, and Michael's gone again, but the point where it gets really urgent is probably going to be like lap 5. Once they get lap 5, because this is a pretty long track. I think it's like 3 miles long. So it's around lap 5 is where it's going to be really urgent, and they're going to start making bold moves to the front. Other than that, they're just going to ride it out. My prediction is they're just going to ride it out for the first 5 laps and then start to go at like lap 5 to lap 6. And yeah, that's my prediction for the race, and we should have a good race today.
Well, Michael, you've got a lot of All-Star race experience. You ended up winning the Stickers Cup Series All-Star race last season. In your opinion, when is go time for these drivers?
Good answer.
Now is go time for Michael. Pichu, we'll move over to you. What do you think?
I think it'll be when there's 5 or 4 laps to go, because if once the caution comes out during that period, it's either going to be a 1-lap dash, or it'll end under caution, and they might not get the opportunity to make the pass again. So I think that's when the opportunity will. That's when the best opportunity is to pass, just before 5 or 4 laps to go.
Okay, Michael's back. Michael, can you still hear us?
Yes, I can. I don't know how much longer I'll be in here. I got a team meeting to go to soon, but I want to give my insight.
Okay.
Starting from the back would probably be the best in my opinion. And then coming to the front is probably the best option. That's what I did in the All-Star race, and it seemed to have worked well for me. So just find the right driving partner. Try not to lose the pack and avoid all the wrecks.
10-lap shootout. What lap would you choose to actually make that kind of a move?
I say about halfway, because it's a little difficult to get going, especially if you get shuffled. But it's about halfway is when you're going to want to push that gas just a little bit harder.
Okay, so it seems like everybody here is in full agreement. Somewhere around lap 5 or 6 is when the go time is. Now here's another question for you guys: who's going to want it more? Seasoned veterans who have, had pretty good seasons, but haven't been able to get the wins to be able to get them into the All-Star race, or the rookies who are trying to make some history here in their rookie season, trying to make their first ever All-Star race?
I think it would be. It kind of depends. Actually, that if the veterans are able to push their way to the front, I guess they could. I believe they can do a really good result, but don't count on those rookies yet, because though they can be just about as strong, if not stronger, than the regular veterans did. It took for them in just a couple seasons.
I agree with Pichu, because the rookies are going to be stronger. They're hungry. They have more of the will to win than I believe some of these veterans do.
I don't know
In fact,
about
I think
that.
some rookies might have made their success in half the time that some regular veterans did that, accomplish the achievement.
I agree with Pichu in the fact that the rookies are going to want it just as bad as the veterans, if not more. But some of these veterans out here that have been in this series, some from day one when the NNSCRA first started all of these seasons ago, they have been close, but they have not won the All-Star race yet. And I think a lot of these drivers that have come close, like some drivers finish top 5 every race or every All-Star race, but just couldn't get that much. They're going to want it really, really bad because they know they can win it, but they just can't get there. So I think it's going to be a mix. It's going to be the veterans and the rookies that are going to go at it, and it's going to be a good show.
Okay, before we get
If I may say something,
go ahead, Michael.
I won my All-Star race in my first All-Star race appearance. So if any drivers that come in that are their first time in it, I think they'll want it just as badly as I did.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
that could
one
work.
last question for you guys, and I guess I'm going to direct this more towards Anthony and Pichu because they've got drivers that are going to be in the All-Star race. Of course, Anthony's going to be driving in the Oreo Truck Series All-Star race along with his driver Max Russell, and then Pichu, you of course have Luke Walker who's locked into the All-Star race. Are you guys, as team owners and drivers, are you going to be looking at these open races as kind of like a diagram of things to watch for when the All-Star race comes around, or not really?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you're definitely going to be watching like the because these races are going to be very similar. They're not going to be identical to each other, but they're going to be very similar. So definitely, if you watch the way these trucks run around the track, you can find the weak spots on the track. You can find ends on the track.
I consider this as a warm up to the real race itself. With the car, with just going through the cars and how the drafting will work. I think this will probably become just a test run for our drivers at this point. And then we'll save the best for last in the real show.
All right.
Definitely.
It's time to get these cars rolling off. It's going to be a 10-lap dash to the finish. There are going to be caution flags that are going to be on. What do you think? I mean, as these guys roll off, they obviously don't want to have wrecked race cars because then they're out of this event, but are we going to see hard enough racing that they are maybe going to cause wrecks?
Most
Well,
likely.
sometimes we might see them. That depends on the situation.
Well, anyway, here's your starting lineup for today's Oreo Open. All these drivers vying for 2 spots to be able to get into the Season 6 Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race. Ready to go under the green flag. Cars now filing onto the back straightaway. Time to ask our expert panel of commentators here who they think's going to win this Oreo Open. Let's start with Anthony. Who do you think?
I'm going to go with Jacob Lawler for more reasons than him being sitting on the pole. He's had lots of good luck in the NNSCRA. Also, he's shown that he has a lot of skill driving a sports car because I think he won the first race of the season over in the World Sports Car Championship, actually beating Nicholas Hudson to the line. So it wasn't like he dominated the entire race. I mean, he literally passed him with 3 laps remaining. So Jacob Lawler definitely can muscle the car around, and I think that he could definitely pull off a pretty good finish today, if not get a top 2 spot.
Michael, who do you think?
Well, I'm going to go with my driver, Nick Bellardo. Being that he's driving for my team and the success I've had, and him being family and all, I passed on a lot of the information I know about how to get around super speedways onto him, and I hope he can use that to his advantage today.
All right, we're getting ready to go green. I'll ask Pichu his pick in just a moment. We'll see the green flag come out here with Jacob Lawler on the point, and the green flag is out. 10 laps here today.
Shh, don't wake the baby.
Be quiet.
Underway at M&Ms Superspeedway.
All right, as we're under green, Pichu, who's your pick for this race?
It's gonna. One of my picks is gonna be Aaron Williams Jr. because fan base and he's very good in the racing, and he's gonna go either way. I think he'll probably win the fan vote if he doesn't win this race.
wide. Not a good thing to have at this track. It's telephone in the background, but
If not,
Oh,
then
yeah,
I'll go with one of my drivers, P2 London.
Well, right now, Aaron Williams Jr.'s at a horse nest, and oh no, they're gonna go 5 wide.
5 wide. It's a death set.
Alex May, the rookie, right in the middle of that, and that
It's
is
a
not
trap.
good. And they made it
You
through.
never want to go far.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
You never want to go 5 wide though in a track like this. Even
Meanwhile,
if
up
it's a
front,
super
Alex
speed.
DeMarco's been able to move up and take the lead.
And leading the first lap's gonna be Alex DeMarco.
It's a
I
truck
just
I
wanted to
used.
say that.
That's the truck I used to drive.
Yes, you did. You
Yeah,
actually drove that
Truck
to
Series.
2 victories last season.
This is a pretty good run. Richard Childress didn't want to stick around with me though.
Right.
Richard did.
See, this
Richard.
is
He's
what I
doing
love
pretty
about
well.
Super Speedway, guys. Just the 4 or 5 wide cars just thrown on the line. This isn't a points race, so they're just going for it. I don't really want to wreck the trucks, but they got to use that. You know, they're like, okay, we got to make moves. We got to go. We got to go back. We got to go forward. Let's go. And that's my attitude.
Speaking of going, there goes Daniel
Look
Day
at
in the
Daniel
17.
Day.
Underneath, here comes. Is that Dollarton?
Yeah.
What's
No,
that?
that's Lyndon Wright in the 77.
Lyndon Wright.
Daniel Day has that experience, especially.
And keep in mind, Daniel
Daniel Day definitely.
Yeah, keep in mind, Daniel Day's a former Mobile Cup Series winner. He's in an All-Star race already this season, so he'd love to be able to be 2 for 3.
And then here comes the Lyndon Wright down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to take the lead with the help of the 15 behind him. And whoop, never mind. Here comes the 19 down low. That's Charles Jackson. He's trying to get a really good run. And there's Aaron Williams Jr., the one that we've all been talking about. I definitely think that he could definitely.
Look at that.
Here's a question for you guys. We're seeing Brian James going down to the inside here. He had, oh, well, there's a spin.
Oh!
Correct.
Oh,
7
no.
car of Joshua Michaels has gone around.
There
Kevin
goes the
White
back half
is
of
in
the
it.
field.
Alex DeMarco's been involved.
Oh, never
There goes the
mind.
back half of the
Joshua
caution
Michaels spun. Oh
is
no.
waving. Josh,
There goes-
James Silverfox has been
Oh,
involved.
no.
Peachy London's got some damage.
Ow, Pete. Just could avoid the storm, could you? Oh well.
There's the car that
At least
spun
Luke is
around.
gonna be
Joshua
racing in the
Michaels.
All-Star, so at least I'll have at least one. I'm happy anyway.
Kevin White, his opportunity may be over. Alex DeMarco, we saw him up. I think he actually led the first lap of the race.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for
Oh man,
Alex
a
DeMarco.
leader on
I
the
mean,
first lap, Alex DeMarco. A tough break for him.
And there's Brian James. He'll be the leader under the caution flag.
Oh,
And I wanted to
that's
ask
a
you guys real
restart
quickly
to
before
the
the caution
line.
even came out. Brian James, Dougie Shears, they come in 4th and 5th in the point standings, but they have to race their way into the All-Star race. How much of an incentive do they have?
pretty big one. But wow, Brian almost hit Aaron Williams Jr. in the back end, but
Yeah, that was pretty close.
A little bit of a scuffle there.
Brian James and all these drivers running high on the points. I mean, obviously they want to get in the All-Star race. Not that it gets them any more points, but they definitely want to, show off to their teams that they can, they can win points and non-points events. I think winning the All-Star race is just a very high caliber race to win anyway. So it's kind of like the Daytona 500, except without points.
Looks like
kinda what it
nobody's
is.
going to come down pit road here. Now, obviously, they don't want to give up the track position, but what would you say if you were one of those guys near the rear of the field? Would you actually think about getting some fresher tires here?
I would. I mean, that's just my
Definitely,
personal.
because when we get back under green, there's going to be like just 2 or 3 laps left, and they might have to pit on during those laps if possible.
Well, let me rephrase that. No, I wouldn't, because tires don't really matter at a super speedway. So, yeah.
Alright, well, we're going to jump back, look at a replay, see what happened. Looking at about 5 or 6 trucks involved here in our first caution of the day. Brian James is currently the leader. Well, here's a look at it, and they did a pretty good job going 5 wide, 4 wide, keeping it together, but apparently they just couldn't do it this time. I think you're going to see maybe the 7 slide up into the 27. I don't know where the contact's initially going to begin.
As we told you, 5 wide's never good, especially at a super speedway, and these guys paid the ultimate price.
Watch the 50 in the middle there. He might come down and get the 18 maybe, because they're awfully close down there in that lower groove. Yep,
Oh, look at that.
I think
They're
that was
all
it.
sandwiched.
Yep, I think the 18 and the 50 came up into each other, and there you go. Everybody just gets blocked up.
There's the wreck there. Whoa, Pichu almost. Wow, that's a hard hit there.
Yeah, he
And
got
it's the other
sandwiched in.
drivers as well.
Sandwiching is never speedways. It'll lead to that.
Austin LaPlante, I think, got a little piece of it there in the 6.
I think
The
the
pole
final
sitter, Jacob Lawler. Your pick, Anthony. He's got some damage now to his
Superspeedway
Dodge.
And there's a lot. Wow. Well, not as really too much, but there's some drivers whose All-Stars chances are going to be broken after this wreck.
Yeah, that's a tough break for them, too, because a lot of innocent victims involved in this one.
It's a super speedway. You're always going to have problems with if a car crashes, things happen. So
Yeah, that's true. And I think now when we end up going back to green, we're nearing that point of go time that you guys were talking about at the beginning. So let's head back there and see what kind of a shootout we're going to have to finish off our Oreo Open. Getting ready to go back under the green flag. We are going to have a total of 3 laps to go when the green flag does come out. Here's the top 10 as we go back to green. Brian James is the leader, second Lyndon Wright. Aaron Williams Jr. is third, fourth William Duncan, fifth place Daniel Day. Sixth is going to be Mark Thomas, Danny Wells in seventh. Eighth, Adam Chambers, ninth, Alex Tanker, and Charles Sanford is going to complete the top 10. Then 11th is Nick Millardo, Dunn LaPrade 12th, Noah Hart 13th, 14th John Radigan, 15th Alex May, Kyle Thomas is 16th. Rest of the top 20 are Dougie Shears, Bob Jones, Tyson Braun, and Jacob Lawler. Then you got LaPlante, Silver Fox, Joshua Michaels, Kevin White, and Alex DeMarco. I believe only one driver went back behind the wall, and that was the Pichu London machine. Too much damage for him to be able to continue.
Darn, we're going to finish last today. But oh well, Luke Walker's still in the All-Star race. So Pichu's going to cheer him on. It happens.
So I've been actually really impressed with Brian James, how he's been able to just, like, stick his truck anywhere he wants to stick it. But I would also really be careful because Aaron Williams Jr. lurks in the back, and we got the car of Lyndon Wright separating those two. So Lyndon's kind of just sitting there. Lyndon's got a good truck, and I think he could be a big factor into this race too. And it's going to be a pretty good dash to the finish.
Yeah, you got a lot of actually some seasoned veterans up here, including Brian James. You mentioned Aaron Williams Jr., William Duncan back there. You got to also count Danny Wells and Adam Chambers into that factor because, you know, there's a lot of drivers have some experience here in these all-star race weekends.
3 laps to go. Never know what happens. If a caution comes out, race is over. So they got to make their moves right here, right now.
Green flag is out here on lap 8, 3 to go. Now, would you rather be out in front playing defense, or do you want to be somewhere in the mid-pack working your way to the front? Which is easier?
I would definitely say the mid-pack working your way to the front. And here comes the 48 for second. He could probably...
Junior. And he made that quick pass there without any drafting help. That's the time to go if you're not going to get any drafting help.
Here comes Duncan behind as well, but Junior doesn't have any drafting help. Now he's got drafting help with Duncan.
Junior. He is really that quick, and he's done well so far. So.
Well, there he goes down to the bottom. Now, is Duncan going to go down and help? Well, no, it doesn't matter anymore because here comes Lyndon Wright. Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
That was awfully close off that corner. Now, here's a question. Do teammates or any alliances come into play here until the final lap, or is it just every man for himself?
It's every man for himself, pretty much.
Aaron Williams Jr. doing a pretty good job playing some defense here. And here comes a guy on the inside line, the 29 of Alex Tanker. Now, there's been a little bit of a rivalry between Aaron Williams Jr. and Alex Tanker, but the two of them are up here at the same time now here in the closing stages of this race. How are they going to handle each other?
This is going to be interesting, and I made a fail earlier because I thought that was Charles Jackson, but nonetheless. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, look out. Sanford coming to the inside, looking for the lead.
Oh, boy.
Here comes Tanker.
And here comes Michael's driver. Nick Millardo is coming up the inside line there in the 3-car. White flag is in the air.
Yeah,
Aaron Williams Jr., Charles Sanford, side by side.
One to go.
And here comes Danny Wells. All of a sudden, he's up in the top 5 here.
Because the last he had to go to
Oh,
my
boy.
goodness.
Gonna go 3 wide for the
Oh
lead,
my
maybe. Here they
goodness.
go. Danny Wells
This is
looking
gonna
Sanford got dead for Will Wells making it.
Bellardo,
Sanford
they're gonna
has no
split
drafting
the
help.
45.
Look at the
Now
29.
48
Shoving
is
the
just
48
high
on the
up.
high side. Aaron Williams Jr. is gonna clear everybody into turn 3.
Man,
Wow.
Tanker, forget the rivalry. There, he's pushing the 48 to the.
Second.
Oh my
And
god.
here comes Tyson Braun, a rookie, in only what I believe is his 5th start in the Truck Series. He's going to try and take second. Drag race with Noah Hart and Aaron Williams Jr.
Broad coming down.
Aaron
Oh,
Williams
boy.
Jr.
It's
wins.
gonna be a close photo finish down to the line.
Close one.
Tyson Braun got second.
I knew it. I picked him to win.
Tyson Broad
and he
out of
did win
nowhere
it here
trying
in
to
the
make a
open.
last-ditch effort. That was kind of close though because Williams didn't really have any drafting help until the 16 went up the track.
Well,
That
I knew it. I chose Aaron Williams Jr. and he was going to get in somewhere, some other way, but he did it. He won the open.
that was cool.
Wow.
And how
I didn't even
ironic
expect that to happen.
That the
because
car that
they were
kind
like,
of pushed Aaron Williams to the win was Alex Tanker.
Yeah.
Tanker set.
I don't know if he intentionally did that or what.
Tanker laid aside their differences and boom, there they were.
Wow. And
Like, yes, that
Tanker,
was the case there.
as a result, Tanker will not move on, but Aaron Williams Jr. will. And how about Tyson Broad? This Australian, ever since coming in, he ended up starting on the pole, winning at Infineon. He's in the Mobile Cup Series All-Star race, and now he'll be in the Truck Series All-Star race as well.
Well, great one for Tyson Braun. He's had experience in other leagues. And yeah, so it's nice to see Tyson Braun in this All-Star race.
It's actually someone I didn't expect to be in. Not that I'm dissing him or anything, but that's something that I didn't expect was Tyson Broad to come out and one of those rookies.
Yeah,
One of the rookies.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
with
actually
you on
surprised.
that.
In
I
fact,
wasn't exactly expecting to see Tyson Broad come up through there either. I mean,
I also kind of
Tyson with his Australian
was
background kind of
expected to have
seemed
at
like the
least
road
one
course
rookie
kind of
make it in.
guy. So for him to do that here at a restricted plate track, that shows an awful lot of experience there that we didn't know he had.
He had a determination. He wanted to get into the All-Star race one way or another, and finishing second. Hey, second's good enough, so he took second. I noticed he didn't really push the issue with Aaron Williams Jr., so he kind of just settled back, ran second, and then finished second, and that gets him to the All-Star race. Then he can try and go for the win.
Yeah, and I was
wow,
actually
that was just a great finish.
And I was actually thinking there, I didn't think Tyson Broad was actually going to be that close to Aaron Williams Jr. for the win. I thought actually with Noah Hart right tucked behind the 48, we were actually going to see those two rookies, Broad and Noah Hart, battle for second. So Tyson Broad really was lucky there that that draft on the outside line didn't work against him.
I honestly thought we were going to have a 5 wide finish or something, but they were about 4 or 5 wide per second from the looks of it. But apparently Williams held everybody off and just won. Wow.
And he didn't have any drafting help up until the what was the car? The 16 went up and pushed him a little bit. But Tanker, I don't know. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know. But if it was intentional, then maybe the rivalry is over for now.
It could very well be. I mean, you know, where else to make amends than a place where the points aren't on the line? And Alex Tanker definitely seemed like he was sticking with Aaron Williams Jr. out of turn 2 and all the way down the back straightaway when there were about 3 cars that dove to the inside. So, you know, it'll be really interesting to get a post-race interview with Alex Tanker, see just exactly what his intentions were. But you gotta wonder now in the back of Aaron Williams Jr.'s mind if indeed that was what Alex Tanker was trying to do.
Yeah.
Probably enjoying his Pepsi in victory lane right now.
And we may never know the end of this story because this story may never end. So
It may be an unsolved mystery.
I just know that when you start a rivalry in like road racing, which is primarily what I do, is that it sticks with you for a long time. So I don't know, maybe Aaron Williams Jr. and Alex Tanker will continue this rivalry, and if they do, then that will definitely be really cool.
Well, where you've got Aaron Williams Jr. and Tyson Broad, they'll make the All-Star race. And as you
I don't
said,
think Tanker
we
would
don't
be
know
dead.
when if this rivalry will continue on or not, but it could continue into the All-Star race if indeed Alex Tanker does get the fan vote. That's right, it's now time for everybody to be voting for who they want to be that final driver into the All-Star race. As you see here on the list, the drivers that are going to be able to be chosen are drivers who finished third on down: Noah Hart, Bob Jones, Alex May, Danny Wells, William Duncan, Kyle Thomas, Charles Sanford, Lyndon Wright, Nick Bollardo, Mark Thomas, Dougie Shears, Daniel Day, Alex Tanker, Adam Chambers, Dunn LaPrade, John Radigan, Brian James, who actually finished all the way back in 19th after coming down to that restart as the leader, Joshua Michaels, and then also Jacob Lawler, James Silverfox, Alex DeMarco, Kevin White, Austin LaPlante, and Pichu London. You guys are able to vote by sending me a personal message entitled Truck Vote, and you can send 3 votes of 3 drivers that you would like to see in, and we will have the announcement of who has won the fan vote for the Oreo Truck Series at the introduction of the starting lineup for the Oreo All-Star Race.
And if I was you guys, and I don't know if you can do this, but if you can, that'd be awesome. Just put your 3 votes as Alex Tanker. That way we can have a pretty good show.
I'd vote for Tanker, Danny Wells, and, if possible, Pichu London. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Pichu London.
Yep,
Come on,
you are able to vote for yourself, too, for anybody that had the question of that. So be sure.
Who am I going to vote? I know who am I going to vote for.
So we're going to vote for Alex Tanker, Pichu London, and Danny Wells.
So, guys, we got some co-commentators here trying to sway your votes. But anyway, hope that you guys enjoyed this race. And Anthony and Pichu, thank you for joining me here. Michael's not here, but I want to thank him for joining me as well.
Yeah, thank you. No problem.
Yo, Seth.
Okay, so we will see you guys next time.
Thanks so much. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope to do this again someday.
Alright, so hope that you guys enjoyed this race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, part of the crew today. Also, subscribe to the 3 guys help me co-commentate this race today. Their links to their channels are in the description. And we will see you guys next time for the Mobile Open, where 2 more drivers.
Walker or London.
Where 2 more drivers are going to race their ways into the Mobile Cup Series All-Star Race, as well as the Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race. I'll give everybody here an opportunity to say goodbye before I close this out. Anybody here want to say goodbye?
Oh yeah, you were lagging like really bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Adios, amigos. Adios, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
You've been watching production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.